Hello everybody, Crow back with another pickup video, and to be honest, I really wasn't planning on doing another pickups video for another month. And there were a couple of reasons for that, and one of the reasons is that I'm actually right in the middle of posting a video a day on my entire video game collection, so I'm kind of going to be shoehorning this video in, so there's going to be like 2 videos in one day. Another reason was I do have some more stuff actually coming in, and that's not going to be in this video, but I think I'll just hold that off to the next video. One reason I kind of wanted to do a pickups video now is, quite frankly, I have a rare day where I have absolutely nothing to do. So I figured that doing a pickups video would be good. Another thing is that this is the first pickup video of 2015 for me. I wanted to change the way I was doing a bunch of stuff. So I've actually deleted the old templates I was using for my old pickups video. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I actually was thinking about making a new introduction for the pickup video, but honestly, everything I could think of was not better than what I already had. And the only reason I was really thinking about replacing the intro was because that was filmed a long time ago with an older camera. And if I had redone it, it would have looked better. But honestly, I could not think of anything better, because I didn't want to just repeat the same thing I did already. And you know, I had some ideas, but just thinking about it, I think that what I have is good enough. And so we're going to begin. And you might expect me to say, hey, here's a new 3DS. I picked up a new Nintendo 3DS because I did have one pre-ordered. As soon as they were announced, I pre-ordered one. The thing is, though, I pre-ordered through GameStop because I saw... Well, actually, here's the thing. I wasn't going to pre-order one. I was just going to go to the store and pick one up whenever I saw it. I was going to try a demo unit. And if it, the main appeal to me was the improved 3D that didn't go wonky, because I do like... I always try to play the 3DS in the 3D. But after a while... it just keeps going out of focus for me, so I keep turning it down lower and lower. And the new 3DS has the improved thing where it tracks your head and you don't have to worry about that. So that was the main reason I was interested in the new 3DS. But I wasn't going to pre-order one. But then I saw the Nintendo Direct, and where they were announcing it, and you know, then they showed the Majora's Mask one, and I'm like, Majora's Mask, I don't really like that Zelda game, so who cares about that? And then they showed the Monster Hunter one, and it had like the brushed steel look on it, it had the dragon on it, and I was completely sold. And that's only sold through GameStop, so I was at work when I saw it, and I pre-ordered it right then and there from work. So, you know, I never played a Monster Hunter game before, but I always kind of was interested in trying it, and that seemed like the perfect thing, because even if turns out I don't like Monster Hunter, I love the way that thing looks. So, I pre-ordered it from GameStop. The thing is, though, it had to be mailed to me, because I didn't go to the store to pre-order it because I was at work. So they're mailing it to me. I'm not going to get it till tomorrow. So even if I had gotten it earlier, like if I had gotten it on Friday, I would have made a separate video for it. So whenever I get it, which should be tomorrow, either tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to put up a unboxing. Like, there's not a tons of those, but I don't do unboxings, so this will be a special occasion for me to do an unboxing. But at the same time, I want to upgrade the SD card that's in there and transfer my old system data over there. And I kind of plan on putting that in the video as well, because that's going to get really cumbersome, I think. Because not only do I have to contend with the pre-installed game on the new system, I also have to. I want to upgrade the memory card and then transfer the data. I think I have a method that's going to work, but I'm going to film myself doing that as well. So that'll be in my new Nintendo 3DS video whenever I get the new Nintendo 3DS. But you know what? Let's actually get into the pickups for this video. Talking about the new Nintendo 3DS, I do have actually a bunch of 3DS games here. So we'll start with that. We're going to start with one that my wife wanted. We were at Fry's, and she saw this, and we picked it up. This is Resident Evil, The Mercenaries 3D. Yeah, Resident Evil. I wasn't sure for a second if it was Resident Evil 3D, The Mercenaries, or Resident Evil, The Mercenaries 3D, but on the spine it says Resident Evil, The Mercenaries 3D. She likes collecting the Resident Evil games. She didn't have this. This was at Fry's for like $20. I think it was used. And, yeah, I think it was like the pre-owned price. What was very unusual was that it had an extra manual wrapped inside of it. And this is a multilingual manual. Actually, it's actually all languages except for English. In fact, this might only be French or Spanish or something. I don't know. I don't know what language this is. No, it might be a couple different languages in here. Yeah. But what's weird is that it doesn't fit in the case itself. So I don't know where this manual came from, because the regular case is smaller, as you can see. So I don't know why. I don't know what this extra manual is for. But anyway, I opened it up and I played it a bit. It's not my game. I don't really like first-person shooters. In this case, it's a third-person shooter. I don't like using analog controls for that, and it was just awful on the 3DS with the slide pad and not having a second analog stick. In fact, I don't know if this would work with the new Nintendo 3DS with the extra stick. I don't, or the Circle Pad Pro. It doesn't mention anything. There he goes. But yeah, I played it a bit just to capture some footage for it, and it's really not my cup of tea. But then again, it's my wife's game. This will go upstairs with her stuff. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the... I'm not a really big fan of Resident Evil series. The last Resident Evil game I really played was Resident Evil 2. And I actually just watched videos for the rest of them. Because the story's interesting, I think. But actually playing the game, to me, 2 was the last one I actually played. I mean, I'm sure 3 and Codename Veronica are alright as well. 4 was the major changing point in the series, but I still never played those. I'm not really interested in survival horror games, as it were. But let's move on. Also, while we were at Fry's, my wife saw this, and she was interested in it, so I picked it up. I bought this for her. Or for us, rather. I think it was $30, and that's Tetris Ultimate by Ubisoft. Now, this game does a lot of things right, and it does some things not that great. What I really liked about this version of Tetris was, you know, it had multiple modes. It has, you know, play against the computer, play against friends. You've got your standard marathon mode. You've got, oh, get this many blocks in a, you know, see how long you could get, it takes you to get a certain number of blocks or something like that. I also like how you can change the options. What I really hate in all these new Tetris games is that it shows the ghost piece, where the piece is gonna land. Very old versions of Tetris didn't show that, and to me that kind of ruins the game a little bit, but thankfully you could turn that off. Also, it defaults to showing you like 5 or 6 pieces in advance, and I think that's overkill. I think one piece, just seeing what the next piece is, because seeing how many, you know, that many pieces in advance, I think, again, kind of makes the game a little bit too easy. But thankfully you could adjust how many pieces you want to see in advance. But ultimately, this game winds up being really, really, really bland. I mean, the music is kind of wants to put me to sleep. I mean, granted, it was like the same music for all modes, except for the versus mode. When I played against the computer, it did kind of pick up a little bit. But come on, this is 2015. You could put a little bit more variety of music in the game. I mean, even the Game Boy Tetris, you had 3 music options. I didn't see any music options in here, unless I completely missed it. But even then, the background, it's the same background. I mean, again, unless you can change that, and I just completely missed it. It just was like putting me to sleep. They could have done a much better job with the presentation of this game, I think. And come on, this Tetris has been done over and over and over and over again. Like, every console has its own version of Tetris, practically, with a few exceptions. And this is one of the blandest I've ever played. So, I thought it was interesting just to have it because, you know, it seems like every Nintendo handheld has its own version of Tetris. You had Tetris, you had Tetris DX on the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. I don't know if there was a Tetris. There was Tetris Worlds, I think, on the Game Boy Advance. That was multi-platform. Then there was on the DS, Tetris DS, which actually would have been a really good Tetris game if it didn't have the infinite rotation bug in it. Whereas when the piece would land, you could just keep rotating it forever, and the piece would never actually land. Using that, you could just dominate the game exploiting that. But this is subpar. Moving on, this is a game I actually just picked up yesterday, and this is Theatrhythm, Final Fantasy Curtain Call. Now, I've known about this game for the longest time, but every time I tried to figure out how this game was played, I knew it was a rhythm game. I'd see videos, and nothing ever explained anything, and I was not really sure if I'd like it or not. So, yesterday I was at the mall. I stopped in at GameStop, and they had the game itself. This is the limited edition that comes with a CD, but they had the game itself for $30, brand new. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I'll wait and see. You know, I'll check out online prices, whatnot. So I went to Toys R Us, and Toys R Us had the limited edition of this for $30. I was like, that's actually pretty interesting. Now let me look online and see how much this is going for online, because I figured this game had been out for a while. You know, I should be able to get it cheaper online. I checked out Amazon. Nope, this is going for $40 on Amazon, while the version they were selling at Best Buy for $30 was going for $30 on Amazon. I figured, you know, this game had been out for quite a while. I'm going to bite the bullet and buy it. Because, you know, we've got the limited edition. I think this game might be on its way out of stores since it's been out for so long. Plus, the limited, you know, this the limited edition, but the only thing that actually comes with extra is the CD of remix selections, which is actually 5-track CD. So I haven't opened this yet, but I probably will be. But I played it, and holy crap, was I surprised. I am really glad I bought this game. I actually wound up playing it for like 2 hours. I probably played it for an hour last night and an hour this morning. And I'll explain it. You have all the different music from Final Fantasy. In fact, this says it has 221 songs in it, and I believe it. And they're kind of separated out between Final Fantasy games and media. And I say media because it even has music from Final Fantasy Advent Children in it, which was the movie. And I was really surprised to see that. I mean, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest even shows up in there. But what I didn't really know was that it's a combination rhythm game / RPG. And you have all this different music from Final Fantasy, and some of it is, you know, overworld music, battle music, and they actually separated it as such. And there's 3 different methods to actually play, you know, 3 different song variations. There's field music, where before I get into this, you actually build up your party. You can select members of your party, you gain party, you can edit the party members, and they actually level up, and you can give them different abilities. And then you've got, when you're playing field music, they're actually walking down the road or whatever, they're traveling. When you're playing battle music, they're actually fighting monsters. And there's also event music, which what I've seen is it's like playing a movie in the background. Now, all 3 of these have slightly different play styles, whereas the field music is just one line that's coming at you. You only really have to worry about one button. You push one button to hit the notes, and sometimes you just hit the button, sometimes you just hold it down, and then you can use the directional pad or the stylus, and if it says up, you push up or swipe up. And then in the field music, you can, when you're holding the button down, you can like go up, you know, push the slider up and down, or do the same thing with the stylus. With the battle music, you're actually fighting the monsters. There's usually 4 rows of music notes coming in, and 1 for each party member. And you still only need to worry about just hitting the button and the up and down for whenever you need to hit up and down. And then you've got the event music where the movie's just playing, and over the background it kind of the notes are kind of static on the screen, and your marker kind of moves over them, and that's when you hit the buttons. There's also 4 different ways to play the game. Hello, how's it going? You've got, just using the slider pad and the A button, which is what I was mostly doing. And in the video you're seeing, you could use just the stylus, which is just tapping the screen and sliding up or sliding down, or left or right, sliding whichever direction you need to do. And that actually works really well as well. The 2 methods I didn't use, where you could use a combination of the stylus and the slide pad, where you just tap the screen with the stylus and still use the slide pad. And then it even came up with a one-handed method, where you could use the slide pad and the L button instead of the A button, and just play the game one-handed, which I think has got to be pretty good. It would probably be very difficult for me to play the game that way. But the nice thing is you don't have to select your input method. It just knows your input method while you're playing the game. And the music, really great. And I like how you're leveling up as you're playing the game. The only complaint I have about the game has nothing to do with the game. It has to do with the 3DS itself. Is that I don't think the volume can go loud enough on the 3DS to really appreciate the game. In fact, this morning when I was playing the game, I had it hooked up through my stereo system so I could really pump it out, and it sounds fantastic. So it's kind of really a type of game you really need to wear headphones while you're playing. So that is Theatrhythm, Final Fantasy Curtain Call. And this is actually, I think, the last game in the series. I don't know how many games came before this. This might actually be the second one. There might have been one before it. And I think all I did was add more music onto it. One more point I kind of want to point out is that there is downloadable content for this. And I actually have no beef with downloadable content for things that are music games, because you could buy extra tracks, and you can actually buy extra characters through DLC as well. Lots of acronyms coming out wrong there. What's interesting is that it was like $1 a song, but I counted like 74 songs. So if you wanted to buy all the DLC, it would cost you like $74 and then 6 extra characters, so it would be like $80 for all the DLC. And I didn't see any bundled packages, so I don't know. In fact, I'm not even sure if the DLC is stuff you unlock normally in the game anyway. Not sure about that, but regardless, even without the DLC, there's tons of content in this game. So if you like rhythm games and you like Final Fantasy, this is kind of a no-brainer. You should probably pick this up. So yeah, let's Theatrhythm. Let's move on. While we're talking about portable systems, let's talk about the Vita. I did actually pick up a Vita game. This is Spy Hunter. And I'll be honest with you, the only reason I picked this up is because I was buying stuff off of Amazon. And, you know, if you buy certain things off of Amazon and they're eligible, if your total goes over $35, you get shipping for free. So I was looking for something that was about $20 that I would want, and this came up. And honestly, this wasn't the very first thing I picked. The very first thing I picked was Ridge Racer on the Vita. And the reason I didn't get it was because it wasn't eligible for the $35 or over thing at the time I was ordering. It is now. It was not, and actually it's more money now than it was before, but I still want to get Ridge Racer for the Vita just because I like Ridge Racer, but this kind of was entertaining as well. You got a lot of different, you know, it seemed like what I was playing was always had a bunch of bad guys after me. You stealing something, and they would come after you. And what I liked was that you used the R button for accelerate, the L button for brakes, but each of the 4 face buttons had a different weapon you could utilize. Like the triangle, I remember, was just using your machine guns ahead of you. The X button was flamethrower to attack the cars behind you. The circle button actually disrupted like charges to the side, and so like cars that are on the side would get like knocked back and damaged. And the square button was kind of like a flash bomb to make everybody like kind of lose control, not know where they were going, and it all worked out pretty well. And I'm sure during the course of the game you could upgrade and change those weapons. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can. I just really only played the first couple levels. What's interesting though too is like you could jump in the water and your car turns into a boat, or off-road and it kind of turns into a monster truck with monster truck wheels. It was actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting anything too great, and you know, I'm not really good at. I've played the original Spy Hunter, and that's really, I haven't played any Spy Hunter since then. I know there were kind of reboots on the PS2 and whatnot, but I bought this on a chance off of Amazon just to get free shipping, and I'm not really disappointed in this at all. But coming up, I gotta still see if I can get Ridge Racer on the Vita. And that's another reason I got this. I didn't really have any regular racing games on the Vita, and this kind of sort of fit the bill, but still I kind of want to try and get like a regular just arcade racing game like Ridge Racer. So Spy Hunter, I'm not disappointed in this at all. Alright, next up for the PS3, I saw this at Target in a bin. They had marked off, oh, you know, anything in this bin 50% off. And this is Bioshock, the Ultimate Rapture Edition. Now this had Bioshock and Bioshock 2 in it. It's actually, they're both on the same disc. And it's kind of bizarre the way they did this, I think. I think you had to, you could play one game on the disc, but I think you had to install the other game and have the disc in the system to be able to play the other game. So I think you could just play Bioshock like normal. And this also has all the DLC that you can install straight from the disc, so no download codes. So that was good in its own right, that you don't have to worry about, you know, expiring codes or anything. You put the disc in your PS3 and up pops all the content you can just download, and or not you download from the disc rather. So like I think Bioshock 2, with the whole game, you had to download from off the disc in order to play it. But it has all the additional add-on content. So this is really the way to go. Now, truth be known, I already have Bioshock and Bioshock 2. We do have those games, and both for the PS3. But the thing is that Bioshock, the original game, is still sealed. And Bioshock 2, we have the limited edition, and that is still sealed as well. I figured for $15 to get both games and not have to worry about unsealing them, we'll do that. And have all the additional content as well, and just leave those boxes sealed. Maybe one day they'll raise in value and we'll be able to, you know, sell them for a profit. I don't know. Or just keep them sealed, because, you know, the Bioshock 2 limited edition is a really big box, and it's got like a lot of things in there, like an LP and stuff. So anyway, I had never really played these games before. I kind of wanted to. From what I played was pretty interesting. What's weird is that even in my last pickup video, which was last year, I had, or maybe it's the one before that, I don't know, had Bioshock Infinite. And so, yeah, these kind of play like that, of course. Bioshock is the start of the series, so now that I actually have the start of the series, I'd probably start with that one. I did play a little bit until I died, and that just to capture footage, and it was pretty entertaining, with you know, the power-ups you get and everything. And watching the Big Daddies and stuff. And, wow, I need to quiet him down somehow. I have to see if there's some kind of setting to turn off the demo sound without turning off all the other sound as well. But then again, I know that a lot of people get entertainment out of this guy anyway. Bioshock 2, I totally forgot, was I don't remember. I don't remember if it takes place before Bioshock 1 or not. But you're actually controlling a Big Daddy in that game, and there's, you know, it's lots of puzzle elements, it seems like. In fact, it seems like there's more puzzle elements than actual fighting. And, you know, not saying that's a bad thing. In fact, it's probably a good thing. It provides a different experience altogether. So, yeah, I did like, what's this? There's something in here. It comes with a, a pre-order thing for Bioshock Infinite, so that's pretty funny. What are these? Are these stickers or something? Yeah, it looks like there's a pack of stickers in here. Can I open? No, I don't want to. I'm not going to open that. But yeah, really interesting that they put both Bioshock games on one disc. What's this? I get a pre-order bonus for Bioshock Infinite. So it gives you about an idea of when this came out originally. Well, I was just kind of surprised to see this in the bin at Target for 50%. So it was $30 normally, got it for $15. That's a pretty good deal, because I don't think you can get it that cheap on Amazon or anything else. So the only problem is that the case is a little bit dented, but that's no big deal. If it really bothers, I could just get a new case. Let's move on. This next game, it's Arcana Heart 3, Love Max, with tons of exclamation points after it. The reason I got this game is because I saw Steve Benway playing it. And I said, you know what, that's just a perfectly goofy, wacky fighting game that I'd be interested in. And you could tell that it is a translation of a Japanese arcade game, because I don't know how long ago the arcade game would have come out, but because the arcade game, the actual game itself, takes place in a 4:3 size window. And you could kind of tell that, you know, the sprites aren't really that high definition or anything. Not like Blaze Blue or anything. They're kind of lower resolution than that. But what they did was really interesting, was that they put the characters and animated the characters that you're playing as on the sides of the screen. And I thought that was pretty cool. But even the characters in the game themselves is what kind of makes this game, I think. Because they're all female. And I don't know why they're all female, but they're really interesting. And they got really bizarre movesets. That's enough to sell it for me. And what was that? I think this was like $20 on Amazon. And I picked it up. I think $20 in free shipping. So, well, free shipping with the 35 and over thing. So this was another thing that, not in the same order, that I ordered some other stuff to get this for free shipping. But it's got a story mode in there, which absolutely, I started off playing the story mode, and I could have cared less what the hell was going on in the story mode. So I went to just the plain old versus the computer mode, and I just was picking random characters. I think there was these things called arcanas that you could assign with your character. I didn't know too much about it. You picked your character and you picked a whole different arcana that go with them. And I didn't even know how to activate them. I was just kind of button mashing and just kind of doing a few things or other. And the one thing I noticed was even on the medium level setting, the default level setting the game played at, I was kicking the computer's ass so hard. And the game wasn't really that fun. So I was like, you know what, I got to bump up the difficulty. I had to bump up the difficulty quite a lot on a game I had no idea how to play, to actually get some pretty cool stuff to happen in the game. You know, pretty interesting fights to where I'd actually lose. And just the stuff going on. I really don't know 100% what the mechanics of the game were, but I was doing cool stuff just on instinct. So I like that. But after a while, the normal PS3 D-pad and button system was really kind of cramping me, and I was injuring my thumb just, you know, trying to do all the movements. So this is really the type of game I think I need to plug in the arcade stick to play it. And you know, you got the 4 buttons, and you know, actually I think there were 5 buttons. And you know, there was a light attack, a medium attack, a hard attack, something with the Arcana, I think, and something, one other, but I don't really remember. So there was, I remember the 4 buttons because like 3 of the other buttons were mapped to like multiple button pushes. Occasionally I would actually go into the menu and during a fight and see what moves were, because I was like, I got this meter filled up, how do I use it? But yeah, I'm glad I picked up this game. It's really crazy, and it's one of those games that I'm surprised they released in the US. This is like the kind of thing you would think would only stay in Japan, but you know, when I think that of a game and I think I'd be interested in playing it, I usually do pick it up. Moving on. This I saw at Disc Replay. I was actually at Disc Replay with a box full of stuff to see, you know, it was just stuff that I was selling on eBay and just wasn't selling. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take this box to Disc Replay and see if see if they'll take any of it. And they took a few things, and as I was there, you know, I was like, I took store credit, and I think I only got like $20 store credit for a bunch of things, but that was fine. I just want to get rid of it all, and I still have a lot of stuff too. But I saw this in the glass case, and I had to have it. That's in the Hunt for the PS1 in the long box, and I was like, you know, I rented this game a long time ago, and actually recently in my head I was thinking, you know what, if I ever saw this game, I would have to pick it up, and it was $21.99, but then I had the store credit, so it was kind of like trading in a bunch of stuff that I couldn't sell on eBay for $1 with with a game that is pretty damn cool. This even has the manual and the it even has the foam piece in there and the disc and everything. And the only downside is I need to glue this, you know, the side back on, because it's like what I need to do is use like the stick glue or something, and then kind of clamp it down for a while. In fact, I'll do that probably right after I make this video. But unless I'm mistaken, In the Hunt was actually made by the same people who made Metal Slug. And if that's true, you could certainly see the similarities between the game, where it's like a shoot 'em up where you're in a sub instead of an airplane. Now, what I didn't quite remember about the game was that I thought the game was auto-scrolling, and that's just not the case. The game actually moves at your own pace. There's no auto-scrolling involved. You have, you know, your front fire weapon, and then you've got, you know, your front torpedoes, and then you've got your shooting up and then shooting down with the barrels. No, actually, don't shoot. I can't quite remember. It's actually, I picked this up some time ago, and now I can't even remember 100% how the game is played. But yeah, you do. You know, you have to be able to shoot up. You do shoot up. You do shoot forward. Can't know if you drop bombs or like barrels or that explode or not. I don't remember that or not. But yeah, I actually played quite a ways into the game before I lost all my continues, and I wasn't even doing that great. So, and I was playing this on the PS3 as well. So yeah, we got the backwards compatibility going there, and it looked pretty good. So yeah, I'm glad I picked this up. In the Hunt. So let's move on. And I just realized that is the last actual video game. Now, I do have other video game related stuff here.
Hello.
Yeah, like him. But we got Amiibos. Now, I can't remember exactly where I left off with the Amiibos, but what I'm going to show here are the ones that I still haven't opened yet. In fact, some of these I got 2 of for odd circumstances. If we got 2 of them, I'll mention it. I'll try to remember why we have 2 of them. See, the problem is that me and my wife, you know, ever since the original thing with the Amiibos, we were getting worried that, you know, maybe somebody's order would get canceled, and or somebody wouldn't be able to get one. So kind of me and my wife have been getting them separately. And if they pulled through, we would wind up with 2 of them. But let me just start off here. Let's see. I can't remember. I think these are mostly all Wave 3s. Maybe Wave 2s. I don't know. No, they have to be all Wave 3s, because I think I showed off all the Wave 2 ones. So Wave 3 has come and gone. And right now there's only... well, I'll get to that when I get to that. I think these are all Wave 3s. There are a lot of store exclusive ones. If you're, you know, watching this not in the U.S., if you're unfamiliar with what's going on in the U.S., like 4 or 5 of the Amiibos in Wave 3 were store exclusives. So, and it's turned out to be a total nightmare for some people. So, let's get started. We got Toon Link. So, Toon Link, my wife had pre-ordered at Toys R Us, and what was funny was that when she got there to pick them up, they totally forgot to hold on to pre-orders. So, they had the people working in the back, and the people in the back just put the stock out, and they sold out of their Toon Links before my wife showed up for her pre-order. So she got pissed, and the same thing happened with Sheik. Same deal. She went to get the Sheik, and Toys R Us had already put that out on the shelf, and she got pissed. So what had happened was she had also, since this kind of debacle had happened originally too, she actually ordered them in the store and online as well. So we got Sheik and Toon Link through the mail. But at the same time, she was going to pick up Lucario, which was a Toys R Us exclusive, but luckily they had put them out in the shelves, and one of the managers had realized that they shouldn't have done that and pulled them all back and put them back on the shelf. So my wife actually got Lucario through when she went to pick it up, and we actually have another one because she pre-ordered it online, managed to get the order online, and got that in the mail too. So we actually have 2 Lucarios, and if you're wondering why we're keeping 2, we're not I'm not going to sell them on eBay for an inflated price. That's not why I have them. What I have them for is trade bait. If in the future there is an Amiibo that is hard to get, or we just can't get for some reason, we've got these extra ones we may be able to bargain and trade with. So that's why we have these extra ones, and that's the thinking there. This one is a pretty common one. This is Bowser, so I think, you know, this one was pre-ordered as well. So she picked this up as well, and we have 2 of these, I know for a fact. Captain Falcon, I had actually ordered this one through Best Buy, and so we have 1 of these. Actually, hold on a second, let me check. I take that back. My wife actually ordered 1 of these, and I ordered 1 as well. So this is an extra one. I have the other one already opened up and in the case. Let's get to a really difficult one. We got Rosalina, the Target exclusive, where they didn't put up their pre-orders for a long time, and then they put them up in the middle of the night, only to sell out like within 5 or 30 minutes while I was sleeping. And then they put them up again, and, you know, some weeks later, and sold out again. So the only way we were going to get this, really, is to go on the day of release to the store and try and beat the crowd to get it. Now, my wife worked that day, so this is an interesting story. And I told this in my room tour, but I'm going to tell it again now. My wife worked that day, and also that day we were getting a pretty bad snowstorm. And by the end of the day, we had gotten over 19 inches of snow. But in the morning, it had already snowed all night. So I had to wake up early anyway to plow the driveway so my wife could get to work. So right after I was done plowing the driveway, I think Target was opening at like 8 o'clock or something like that. It was like 7:45. So I got in my car and I drove through unplowed streets and everything to get to Target. And I got to Target right when they opened. And as I'm walking through the store, I'm kind of entered in through the far doors from the electronic department. And as I'm walking to the electronics section, I see a whole herd of people being, you know, following a Target employee to the electronics section. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, that's not good. So I kind of jogged. I didn't really run or anything. I got over there. I got in line. They separated the line into 2 spots. And, you know, it kind of annoyed me was that the very first guy in line was like, they were like, I think they thought that they were limited to 3. And the guy was like, I'll take 3 and she'll take 3, because he was with somebody. And they were like, no, we're limiting it to 2. And so he's like, oh, okay, I'll take 2 and she'll take 2. And everybody was ordering 2. I'm like, holy crap, look at these guys ordering 2 of these when people, there's obviously not going to be enough for everybody. But when it got to me, there was only 2 left. And I was like, I only want 1, because I'm not a jerk like that. There was somebody behind me. I'm like, I'm not going to take the last 2 when I only need 1. So I got this one, and I was happy to get it. Went back home, and then went in my pajamas for the rest of the day until my wife had to get home. Then I had to go back outside and plow the snow again. So I was like really happy to get Rosalina. But what my wife did was, there was a Target right by where she worked, is she decided she was going to show up to work late and went to Target instead. And at that Target, they were actually limiting everybody to 1. And she managed to get 1 as well. So we got 2 Rosalinas. So again, we got trade bait. So I was really worried that we would not get any of these at all. And turned out we wound up with 2 of them. These next ones weren't so hard. My wife had actually picked up these next 4 at Target, or not Target. She had them pre-ordered at Toys R Us, and she picked them up on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember what day. No, it was Friday. She picked these up on Friday, just recently. And what was really funny was that I took Friday off just because I had caught up with all my work and I just felt like I needed a day off. And I wound up at Toys R Us right when they were opening on Friday. At 10 a.m. It was like 10 minutes before, and I was actually going there looking for something else, and out of curiosity. So I stopped in there, and there was a line of people waiting outside Toys R Us 10 minutes before they were opening. So I figured, okay, well, I'll just jump in line too, even though I knew what they were waiting for, Amiibos, but I just jumped in the line too because I was just wanted to get inside Toys R Us. And So they were actually holding the pre-orders. They had learned by that time, because my wife had complained enough times. They had actually learned to hold on to the pre-orders. And I think only the first couple people got the Amiibos. And then everything else was pre-ordered. And tons of people left Toys R Us pissed. And I heard them over saying, you know, where are we going to go next? Where are we going to go next? And but my wife, I couldn't have picked up I could have picked them up, but my wife actually had the had receipts, so I couldn't pick them up. So we have one of each of these. Oops, we got Mega Man. We got Ike. We got King DDD, which is actually my personal favorite in the Smash Brothers series. I actually have one of these ordered from Walmart as well, because I didn't know she ordered it for Toys R Us as well. So I think I have another one of these coming eventually. I don't know when Walmart's going to decide to send it to me. And then we got Sonic. So there's those. And also, this was another exclusive one. I got Shulk from GameStop, because as soon as I heard that this was exclusive to GameStop, I pre-ordered it. Too sweet. So I had this pre-ordered since last year, and I got this in the mail actually a couple days before they started appearing in stores. So really glad to have this. I really doubt we'll get another one of these. So yeah, that's all the Amiibos. Now let's move on. No more Amiibos. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Transformers. I did pick up another Masterpiece Transformer. You probably saw it in my room tour, but I did get the Masterpiece Wheeljack. Now the reason since I bought something from the Big Bad Toy Store, and occasionally I'll get an email from them saying, oh, you know, this is on sale, this is on sale. And one day I happened to look through the email and I saw Masterpiece Transformers. I was like, oh, let me see what Masterpiece Transformers they have. And I looked, and I was looking, and I was really interested in, like, Ultra Magnus. That was like $200 or $180 or something like that. I was like, eh, okay. And I kept looking, and I saw Bumblebee. I was like, oh, that's really cool looking Bumblebee. But then when I saw Wheeljack, I had to get it. And Wheeljack is it's pretty special Transformer to me. There's no other way to put it. And the reason for that is because Wheeljack is the very first Transformer I ever got as a kid. And I think I still have him, but he's under the house. He's kind of broken. The paint is chipping off of him. He had rubber wheels. He was made of, like, metal. Mostly metal. So that was a kid's toy in the early 80s. But this just kicks freaking ass, how well of a job they did with this. Even the Wheeljack Generations that I got, I thought that was really cool when I got it, but this blows that away. This makes that look like a piece of crap in comparison. Actually, I'll show you. Yeah, so here is the Generations Wheeljack that I picked up maybe a couple of years ago, and then this is the Masterpiece one. Look at that. Look at how different they are. Look at this. Like, this one has the you know, kind of like the blocky feet still, not as blocky as the original. But, like, the way they did it, I mean, it's freaking awesome. I think this was like $60, and I do not regret this at all. It's one of my favorite masterpieces, and it's due in no small part to the fact that Wheeljack was the first Transformer I ever got as a kid. So, there's that. Be right back, and we'll put these back. Alright, one other toy, and this is something I'm going to keep in the box. I saw it in a Television Dude video, where he got these pop figures for Army of Darkness. So he got Ash and Deadite. Now what was funny was that when I saw the video, I went online and I ordered Ash and the Deadite. I'm like, oh, I gotta have both of those, and I ordered both of them. But by the end of the day, I was telling my wife that I had ordered them off of Amazon, and as I was in the middle of talking, I realized, wait a minute. My wife already bought me the Ash pop vinyl figure. I completely forgot. So when we got home, I had to cancel that one item. And I was like, oh man, that would have been stupid for me to order something, actually get something I had already gotten before. I think I may have even shown the Ash figure in another video too. But there's the Deadite. In fact, let me go get that Ash figure and you can see them side by side. So yeah, here's the Ash and the Deadite side by side. yeah, Army of Darkness is my favorite movie, so I gotta have the figures that go with them. So why not? I mean, I don't have to have everything, but I do have a lot. So, so yeah, I have a perfect place on the shelf over there with all my Army of Darkness stuff, and I'm gonna go put those right over there right now. Although in hindsight, you know, I kind of wish that they had done not a Deadite, but Evil Ash. So they would have had Ash and Evil Ash. That would have been perfect too. I don't know why they went with a Deadite. Because that's just kind of like a generic monster in that movie. So, anyway, we got a couple more items here. I know this is a very long video. I thought it was like, you know what, I don't have that many things. This is going to be a short video. But, yes, my pickup videos tend to be like 45 minutes to an hour long. So, why break with that tradition? Movies. Where did I see these? I saw these at Fry's. So, I got 2 Blu-ray movies. They both have a common theme. One is Billy Madison. I really like this movie. It's like one of Adam Sandler's first movies from the when he started making his own movies, and you know, the quality of which you know, the first 3 of them I really liked. There was Billy Madison, and then Happy Gilmore, and then The Waterboy, and then after that they all seem to be going downhill. I like those first 3. Everything after that, really not that great. Or maybe it's just that I have nostalgia for these kind of movies, but Billy Madison, this was what, like $8 at Fry's, so I picked it up because I like it. I didn't have it on Blu-ray, so I picked it up. If you don't know the plot is that as a Billy, or Adam Sandler's character, is kind of like a 30-year-old son of a hotel like owner, kind of chain owner or whatever, kind of like how the Hiltons are or something like that. And so he's really rich and stuff, and he finds out that, well, his father's wish was that Billy would take over his company when he retired, and he wants to retire, but he doesn't think that Billy is capable of it because he acts like a total goofball. And it turns out that his father had paid for him to go, paid his teachers and everything so he would pass. So Billy wants to prove himself, and he says he's going to go back to school from kindergarten or first grade all the way through high school, do 2 each class, pass, and prove that he's not an idiot. And you know, since it's an Adam Sandler movie, there's lots of hijinks that go on there. People try and sabotage him and everything. And I really like the movie. It's really funny, and it's kind of one of those movies I think you can go back again and again and watch. This next movie is same thing. I mentioned Happy Gilmore. This is Happy Gilmore. I didn't have Happy Gilmore on Blu-ray, so I got it. This is one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. It's a, if you haven't seen, this was like $9 at Fry, so I had to get it. So it's about this guy named Happy Gilmore. He's a hockey player. He wants to be a hockey player, but he can't. He's no good at skating, but he's really got good shot at skating. So he, so he, you know, he's failing, and then it turns out his grandmother owed lots of back taxes on our house, and the government was going to take the house, and he needed to earn money really quick. And he winds up, while the movers are moving out, he finds out he's a really great shot. So he goes to the golf course, and he tries to earn some money by saying that, hey, I'll hit the ball further than you, kind of deal. But he's found by this ex-golfer who trains him to be a real golfer. And so it's him joining like a golf tour, trying to earn money to be able to buy back his grandmother's house, basically. And again, it's got, you know, the guy that tries to stop him and blah, 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 blah. It's a really great movie. I think it's hilarious. So there's that. The other Adam Sandler movie, The Waterboy, I don't think I have that on Blu-ray. So if I find that for really cheap on Blu-ray, I do need to get it. Got a couple more DVDs here. I finally broke down and bought this. I keep looking at it on Amazon. And I finally went and bought it for $30. That's the entire series of Rocko's Modern Life. One of my favorite Nickelodeon cartoons, maybe even my favorite Nickelodeon cartoon. To me, it's right up there with like Invader Sim and Ren and Stimpy. But yeah, I don't know how to explain Rocko's Modern Life. It's just a very odd show where the main character is a wallaby. He tries to do good, but what's really funny is the amount of adult jokes they cram into the episodes. I mean, even in the first episode I was watching, there was a reference, a pretty lengthy reference to Deliverance and Squealing Like a Pig, So I think it's a kind of a show that kids can enjoy, but adults might even get a bigger kick out of. So there, really can't go into much more than that. I mean, you got Rocco, his dog Spunky, his best friend Heifer, that's a lazy cow, and then another character that didn't show up for a couple episodes, I don't think, Filbert, which is a turtle. And I like Filbert's girlfriend, which happened to be a dentist. She was a cat that was a dentist with a hook for her hand. Yeah, this is a really wacky show, and I really like this as well. Lastly, very last thing. Angry Video Game Nerd DVD. What is this? Volume 8 or something? Yep, Volume 8. Unlike previous volumes, there's only one disc in here. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes in here, because he had been slowing down making episodes because he was doing the Angry Video Game movie, which a Video Game Nerd movie, which I still have not seen. It's on YouTube for free now, and I still haven't seen it. And it's basically because I'm not really too interested in, like, the whole movie-style production thing and some of his videos. I'm more interested in seeing the jokes he has to make about the game itself. So I figure, you know, if I didn't have all the volumes, I might not have bought this. But I have volumes 1 through 7, so this is more of just of a completionist thing in me, wanting to get all the DVDs he puts out. But yeah, there's still some pretty funny stuff going on in here, even though there are only 6 episodes, really. There's tons of extras, but honestly, I don't really care about the extras, and this is as cheap as it could get. But what's funny is that if you're not subscribed to his channel, I think the Cinemassacre channel, he put up a video saying that this was supposed to be out last year, but he had to go through so many problems getting this out that it was delayed a couple months. And it's actually pretty funny, even if you're not a big fan of his, to watch that video, to hear about all the things that could have gone wrong, that did go wrong. So there's that. And I think this video has been way too long already, so I'm going to end it here and start editing this video with all new special effects. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all next time, and I apologize if it seems like I'm putting out too many videos all at once. It's just what happened. I mean, I had all the video game collection videos already filmed and already on a schedule to be posted once per day. So anything else? Oh, let's just get it right. The new Nintendo 3DS is going to be another one. And there'll probably be a Loot Crate video either later this week or next week. So after that, then things will calm down again, and I'll start posting Crow Plays. And I'll have to do another QQQAAA because I got a ton of questions I haven't answered yet from like months ago. So again, thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye. Woo, got a phone message.